Hello everybody, this is Dr. Caroline Maria, working as an assistant professor in Loyola College of Education, Chennai. The title of the course is Knowledge and Curriculum, which comes under Course 8. We are going to deal with Unit 4, which is going to talk about Nationalism, Universalism, Secularism and Education. This is part 1 video lecture, which is going to focus on the meaning and characteristics of nationalism, universalism and secularism, and the relationship between nationalism, universalism, secularism with special reference to Dr. Rabindranath Tagore. This video lecture is planned in such a way that the learner will be able to gain knowledge about nationalism, universalism and secularism, understand the educational thoughts of Rabindranath Tagore with regard to nationalism, universalism and secularism. Let's now focus on what is nationalism. Nationalism is the sort of loyalty each citizen exhibits towards the nation. Each and every citizen in a country, they can be very loyal to their own country. So that is what is called as nationalism. Merriam-Webster dictionary defines that a feeling of loyalty towards a particular country, it is often accompanied with the belief that one's own country is more important than the other countries. So this is what is called as nationalism. It is a very powerful means to achieve the goals of the nation, because when you really love your nation, when you wanted to be loyal and sincere to your nation, you won't go away from your nation and you'll pay all the taxes properly, and you will know your own responsibilities, and you'll have a sort of sense of belongingness towards your nation. So the spirit of nationalism can also be manipulatively used by some of the leaders. For example, Hitler. Let's focus on some of the characteristics of nationalism. This sort of nationalism makes a person to feel proud of one's own nation. Because in India, we do have a good culture. We have come across with a varied culture in India, and we do have a past glory. So our past glory, culture and achievement, all these are making the people to feel proud of our own India. For example, yoga, Vedic mathematics, which originated from India. The second characteristic is we can be very loyal to our own nation. So it gives us a sort of deep sense of loyalty towards nation. For example, any cricket match you take, with that time only you could see so many people coming out with their own patriotism. They exhibit their patriotism by supporting their own nation, by which they are showing their loyalty towards their own nation. And it will differentiate people of one nation from the other nation, because people say that they are very proud of their own nation and their nation is more important and it is very good than the other nation. So this sort of feeling would be there in each and every person. So it differentiates people from one nation to the other nation, and it gives a sort of attachment or intimacy towards people, because any natural calamity you take, any earthquake, tsunami or any natural calamity, at the time of any crisis of natural calamity, you could see people coming forward from various different states, and they show their nationalism and they show their own patriotism towards country by taking initiative to come forward to help the other people. So the unity between the states could be exhibited at the time of any natural calamity. And everybody in any nation, they do have a belief that their nation is superior than the other nations. So this is what is called as the characteristics of nationalism. Let's see whether the nationalism is needed or not. Let's discuss on this aspect. Nationalism helps a person to inculcate the sense of national identity. First of all, whenever you fill in any application, you will be asked which nation you belong to. So it gives you a sort of identity. So it is an authentic proof that you belong to particular nation. So by which we can stay united, even though in India we do have different cultural practices and different rituals we follow, different festivals we have, different languages we speak, different food culture we have. In spite of all that, we are united. That is what is called as nationalism. So nationalism is essential in order to have the mutual respect and mutual understanding between people. And it helps us to preserve our culture. We know that early man how they have lived, and especially in India, so many cultural practices we do have, the way we celebrate each festival and the dresses we wear, the food we eat, all these are the different cultural formalities we have. So nationalism helps us to preserve all our culture, and it will help us to transform the culture to the next generation also. It helps us to have a sort of involvement between the people. So during independence period, if you take independence struggle, all these people in India, they all joined together and they fought against this British people. For example, non-cooperation movement, satyagraha, all these are the different movements. People came forward and they were united together in order to protest against the other country people. So this nationalism is essential in order to form the unity among the people and fighting against the internal as well as external threats in relation to the security. Because if between the states you have come across with so many problems in relation to this natural resources, water and all that. So this nationalism helps the people to have a proper understanding between the states. And nationalism is constructive when it is used for a cause. When it is used for a cause in the sense, as I have told you already, any sort of natural calamity, when people are joined together and they support each other, so that is for the cause. And same way, when you are supporting your nation in relation to any games, Olympic games or cricket or any games, that helps you to increase your nationalism. So it is helping each and every individual to improve the nationalism in order to progress the nation. Because in 2014, our present Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, he has introduced the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan in order to have a clean environment, clean India. So here people wholeheartedly participated. So nationalism is used for a constructive purpose. So here in order to have a clean India, nationalism, the patriotism is used for a constructive purpose. So this nationalism is good if it is accompanied by the universalism. Let us learn now what is universalism. Universalism is just as nationalism. In nationalism, what we have studied, nationalism is a sort of loyalty towards one's own nation. Like same way, universalism is a sort of loyalty towards the entire universe. So in universalism, we develop a sort of unity among the people of different nation, different caste, creed, color, religion, etc. So there will not, when you have respect towards other person, when you love other person, ultimately there will not be any chance for any war. So all the ideas or the principles which are undisputable are together, which will increase the universalism among the people. So it will enable the person to show his own loyalty towards the entire universe in relation to all the issues. So it will increase the peace, liberty and justice for everybody. Let's focus on the characteristics of universalism. Universalism embraces all the human beings irrespective of their caste, creed, religion, language, culture, etc. It is a sort of expression of humanity towards the love for other people. So when we love and respect other people, ultimately harmony is possible. Universalism helps a person to believe the other person with dignity, treat the other person with dignity. When you treat the other person with dignity, with respect, ultimately the entire nation will have peace. If one nation has peace, it will be spread to the other nations also, which is what called as the universalism. So this universalism supports the justice and the values like equity, equality and compassion towards other person. It will help the person to respect each and every other nation. So by which we can include all human beings, animals, plants and the entire creation with due respect. We treat all these with due respect. So every religion, every philosophy and culture, it is a part of universal truth. So nothing is inferior or nothing is superior. When we have this open-mindedness, that is called as universalism. Hence, the value of universalism should be nurtured. There is a need for nurturing the value of universalism because in our universe, we come across with so many problems like communalism, regionalism, war, groupism, gender bias, and racism. These are the problems which are separating people among each other. So, if the quality of universalism is nurtured among the people, it will help the people to be united, to have very good understanding, mutual understanding with each other, so that we can have harmony in our life. Let's now focus on the concept of secularism. India is called as a secular country. Hope you know everybody. So secularism in simple terms you take, it should not compel any person to follow any one particular religion. The belief of the religion should not play a role in government or education or any public part of the society. So the secularism is resting on two main propositions. They are strict separation of religion from state. In the sense, government should not force anybody to follow one particular religion. That's why India is called as a secular country, because in India there is no such norms which will force a person to follow any one religion. Rather, we are given complete freedom. Even if you are born in one religion, you are given complete freedom to follow any other religion as you are growing. So this conversion is possible in our India. That's why we call our nation as a secular nation. So people of all religion and belief are treated equally before law. There is no bias or prejudice in relation to one particular religion alone in front of the law. So all the human beings are treated equally in relation to their religion, in relation to their caste, creed and all before law. So that is what is called as secularism. So say by secularism, all the minority people are feeling secure to live in the secular country like India. So people of different faith also they do live. So no religion is inferior to the other religion or no religion is superior to the other religion. So that sort of democracy is prevailing in India, which is giving equal rights to all the people to follow their own religion. So all the affairs between the states with regard to the religion are kept separate because the government should not force anybody in relation to following the religion. So all religions are respected in India. Each religion, even though it is a very small minority people also, people are respecting all religion. We have come across with many religion in India. For example, Hinduism, Christianity, Muslimism, Jainism, Sikhism, like that. So many religions are there. All religions are given equal importance and respect. No special privileges are granted based on any religion. So it helps the people to follow certain norms. And these norms are helping us to have a proper society. So by which we can ensure equality throughout the society in relation to politics, education, law, elsewhere. Okay, so many great Indian educational philosophers like Rabindranath Tagore and J. Krishnamurti, about whom we are going to learn in the coming lecture. They have emphasized that the ultimate aim of education should focus on the global values of peace, secularism, brotherhood, universalism. So these values should be given prime importance in order to have good education for the community. So by which each and every human being will get enlightenment in relation to their own religion and they will respect the other religion. When you have proper understanding of your religion, ultimately you will come across with proper respect of the other religion. Let's now learn the facts or the views of Rabindranath Tagore on education. He said, self-realization is the ultimate aim of education. Education should help a person to realize his own self, his own potential, his own shortcomings and all that, by which education can help a person to overcome his own problem, each and every person's their own problem. So, the highest education is that which does not merely gives us information but makes our life harmony with all existence. When you realize your own potential, ultimately we'll respect the other person and there will be harmony. So freedom of child, active communion of man and nature and creative self-expression are all called as the internationalism. Internationalism he has exhibited or he has practiced in a place called Shantiniketan, which was established by Rabindranath Tagore. So students, those who are learning there in Shantiniketan, at present it is called as Vishwabharati University, they are learning amidst nature. Students there are given enough freedom to learn on their own, and he criticized the bookish method of learning. That's actually we are following textbooks to learn, but in Shantiniketan, that is Vishwabharati University, activity based learning is given much importance than learning from textbooks. So he reflects the true spirit of universalism and secularism in Shantiniketan. Let's focus on some of the points what is talking about the nationalism, universalism and secularism at Shantiniketan. These are the reflections of Rabindranath Tagore's ideas. So Shantiniketan is a place where all culture of the world could be represented and celebrated because admission is given to people, all whoever is seeking for admission. There is no disparity of caste, creed, region, religion and language, etc. Education is given there in the immediate surrounding, that is in the nature. So students are given permission to have classes in open air and curriculum revolve around nature. There is no fixed curriculum over there. Nature walk, excursion, observation, introspection, project, all these are some of the methodologies followed in Shantiniketan. And classes are scheduled according to the needs of the students as well as the convenience of the students as well as even the teachers. And all the festivals are celebrated over there. All the seasonal festivals are celebrated and all the rituals are followed over there, and there is no disparity among the students. So that's why students can learn from the other students by celebrating and by participating in all the celebrations. For example, this Vasant Utsav, it is celebrated in order to welcome the spring season. So students can dance, perform some activities by which they welcome all the seasons and they respect other culture by playing some music and learning from each other. How this present day relevance of Tagore's thoughts with regard to education. The curriculum what we are following at present is little flexible. It is not completely flexible. We are having a rigid curriculum. So Tagore says that curriculum should firmly embedded in relation to secularism and universalism in order to solve all the societal issues. So curriculum should mainly focus on as well as inculcate the values of secularism, nationalism and universalism, by which students will be having the value of respecting others so that there will not be any societal issues. And same way, peace and value education should be incorporated in all educational system right from primary classes till higher education. And schools as well as the colleges should have faculty exchange program by which the students will get to know about the varied culture of other faculty and the knowledge level of the faculty will be shared by which we will come to know the other culture. And this faculty exchange program should not be only within the country. It could be even more than the country, abroad. We can even get faculty from abroad also, by which we can nurture the value called as multiculturalism. So this multiculturalism is varied culture people living together in a place. So by which we can improve the personality of each and every human being. So, whenever we are connecting education with nature, we can come out with a good value of protecting the nature. When this particular value is developed in every human being, we can reduce the environmental degradation as well as we can ensure the ecological balance. So Shantiniketan is serving as an example. Vishwabharati University is serving as an example for all these values where the students are given complete freedom to express their thoughts, their feelings, and that should be applied to our present education system. So these are the ideas of Rabindranath Tagore in relation to nationalism, universalism and secularism, and all that are reflected in Shantiniketan, which is now called as Vishwabharati University. Some key learnings are the significant role of education is promoting this nationalism, universalism, secularism we have learned, and Rabindranath Tagore stressed on self-realization, which he considered as the main aim of education. And he has also given an input in relation to nature oriented learning, because nature oriented learning will enhance the sense of belongingness in students towards nation in order to protect our environment. So we are in need of protecting the environment for our present need as well as for the sake of the future generation. Let me give you some 2 points for you to reflect on. Recommend any 3 strategies to improve nationalism among your students. What are your suggestions to improve secularism in our nation? These are some of the books I have given you for your further reading. Thank you for listening, students. Wish you all good luck.